took a breath just to say hi and just got choked up. I guess it's been that long since I actually done a video. But I've been very, very busy and trying to get stuff started here. And last week was just a week of nothing but meetings. So it's great. I had done to before I get to this Ask Her Shinoe, we were going to Atlanta as a family because Noelle, her new job, she's going to be traveling a little bit more, and so she's got a meeting planned in Atlanta, um, and so we were going to go. However, during the day, she's going to be strictly busy. She's only going to be there for 4 days total, and she's going to be busy most of the day until like around 5 o'clock or so each day. After that, she has some time. Well, heck, if we all go, it's going to be at least $3,000. And so then we're spending most of our time without Noelle, and it's not going to be a good thing. So we decided that we're going to wait and take a family vacation, and I know where, and it's one of the places Noelle and I love. And we'll talk about that a little bit later, but Atlanta for now is off the chart for the kids and I, but for Noelle, she's definitely going to be going. You guys probably don't really care about that. Be sure to join the Discord down in the description box below. We talk about a lot of different things there. And one of the questions I got was from someone who I think now is a subscriber, but they said, hey, Hurst just subbed. I am traveling to Tacoma for an event later in the year, and I wanted to know what are the best ways to travel around Tacoma. I've never been there. What are some of the best ways to travel around? I am staying in a hotel downtown, and I'm just curious as to the easiest way to travel and to see things downtown. I'm not renting a car, and actually we're getting picked up from the airport and brought into downtown at the Marriott. Wanted to know what would be the most efficient way to see things downtown. These are great questions, and I assume you're asking what is the best public transportation. Here's the thing, and I can say this with more confidence now. The best way to get around, and I don't know when you're coming, okay? So this is going to depend and change. But the best way to move around downtown is there's two ways. By foot, if you don't want to rent a car or anything like that, by foot. Our downtown is fairly compact. There are some hills, and so those hills, you'll feel it. You will know when you're walking up those hills. It's not going to feel good. You will definitely notice it. But a lot of things are kind of in close proximity. So, and it depends on where you are downtown, right? I consider the Dome downtown as well. A lot of times events are held at the Tacoma Dome. And so really, if you're over in the Dome area, you would have to walk over to Freight House Square and get on the Link lightrail, which is our streetcar system. That will take you right into downtown. So some people are staying at some of the events that are going on. We're going to have, the great thing is Tacoma has a lot of events that are starting to open back up again. And that's a great thing because we really, really need those events for our economy and everything else. So there's like a huge glass festival that's going on this summer. There's Ocean Fest, which is going on this summer right downtown. There's so many different things going on in Tacoma. It's amazing, right? But in the Dome area, the easiest way to travel is going to be by walking and then taking the light rail all the way into the rest of downtown. And there is a stop right there by Freight House and the parking garages and all of that. So if you do rent a car, and I've gotten other people who have sent stuff saying that they're renting a car, but it's expensive to park at the hotel. I don't know if you can do overnight parking in the parking garages there. I think so, but they're free. And so they're over in the Dome District. Is it a little bit more of a hassle? Yes. But if you're not wanting to really use your car a lot or avoid parking fees, if there's any at the hotel, then you can park it at the parking garage, I assume, overnight, and then take the light rail in. And it's a simple, convenient thing to do, to be honest with you. Inside of closer to downtown, I don't know which Marriott. We have the courtyard of Marriott, and then right behind the courtyard is the big tall Marriott that was built more. It's a more recent addition to our city. Either way, they're basically almost in the same spot. Again, the best way to get around would be foot trek walking. Across from you is our museum campus, where we have several museums. We have the Glass Museum. We have the Tacoma Art Museum, which is a wonderful museum. Definitely check that out. You have the False Waterway Maritime Museum. You have the Children's Museum. You have the Washington State Museum, all right there, right in that spot. So across the street, you'll see that. If you're looking over towards, so if you're standing facing Pacific Avenue from either hotel, to your right is going to be the University of Washington, Tacoma. So there's a lot of different cool things to see and do there. You can walk through the campus. There's nothing that's going to stop you. I mean, it's a public campus. So you're able to walk throughout the campus, feel the vibe. But a lot of the activity is along Pacific Avenue. And so with Pacific Avenue, there's a lot of perks because there's shops and there's stores. And stop into places like Stocklist. They're a great business to go to. A lot of cool gifts that you can get, souvenirs. That's what I would say. As far as places to eat, Brewery Blocks have done an amazing job. Brewery Blocks is really head and shoulder, to be in my opinion. In my opinion, this is not fact, okay? This is just my fact. In my opinion, Brewery Blocks is probably the best location on that side of downtown to kind of just be. And the reason why I say that is because you're able to just kind of chill. I see this as being where Tacoma will be. If you look at a lot of the retail storefronts downtown, some of them are kind of sad, unless there are exceptions, obviously. Unique Bakery, which is anyway, Unique Bakery, they did a great job on the outside of their building, and on the inside, that's downtown. Again, you can walk to these places, right? But so you have those that are away from Brewery Blocks that really put a lot of attention to their retail space. That's not always the case, but in Brewery Blocks, it's kind of a standard, right? Typically, businesses that go in there are going to be businesses that can easily afford to make it look nice. It's already a nice development, but you really need to make the interior look great. You have Camp Kovo's Pizza's stupid. Being honest with you, I've done pictures where I've taken for folks and put it on Instagram just to show you the slice of the pizza. It's huge. One slice is massive, New York style. So it's delicious. It's delicious. Okay. And everyone's like, "Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that?" It's Camp Kovo's. The pizza's just bomb. You can also get beer there as well. Another reason why I mentioned Brewery Blocks is because there's something really for everyone, right? If you're into cider, there's Incline Cider, which is right there on the end. So, I mean, Brewery Blocks is kind of interwoven. It goes from Pacific Avenue all the way up to the hotel. There's also a hotel right there, Holiday Inn, I believe, is right there as well. So it goes that whole area and then down some for several blocks. And so that is a place that a lot of people like who love cider. I'm not a big cider fan. Noel loves cider, but that's an option. It's a very cool, eclectic place. Then you have a new tap room that's opening up. I think it's self-serving taps. I'm not for sure, but it's a big old space. And the reason why I know is because I've toured that space with the business. And that is coming soon. It's a husband and wife team. And so they're going to bring, beer and stuff like that down there. It's Brewery Blocks is really something. That's the way you do it. There are spaces downtown that have been vacant for many, many years, and there's a reason for that. And Brewery Blocks is not like you can easily see it, but it's the way that they do it, the way that they built. You're right sandwiched between Pacific Avenue in the front of you, the University of Washington to the left of you. You then have the hotel, the Holiday Inn to the right, to behind you, and then to the right of you is all brewery blocks. So they've done a great job. And finally, last but not least, the place where I do a lot of my meetings, when I meet up with people, whether it's just as friends or business meetings, is going to be Dancing Goats. Dancing Goats Coffee is really, really good. Great vibe inside of there. It's a nice place. And so that is brewery blocks. That alone will satisfy most of your needs, right? In terms of stuff that you want to do. Now, one of the things we're lacking downtown is fun stuff to do. And so that's something that, I've been begging different companies to do. Now, we were supposed to get I forget their name, Flat Stick Pub. But and Flat Stick Pub has a lot of different games and stuff like that. And supposedly they bought a building, and they advanced everywhere. They have places all up throughout Seattle, and then they went over to Spokane, out of all places, and they put in a Flat Stick Pub. COVID happened, and then they stopped. So I don't know what they're doing in terms of Tacoma here, but it was a major fail, in my opinion, that they went to Spokane instead of in their own backyard and fixed it up here first. But I digress. That's typical, right? Unfortunately, that's typical of a lot of businesses from Seattle. They don't have that mindset of work within your area. I also think that there's another big fail too, Mod Pizza. Mod Pizza is here in Tacoma, but it's, I think, just in one location at the mall. And it's a major loss because they can also do very well downtown. But again, I think a lot of businesses and even organizations, as well as elected officials, leave a lot of money on the table when it comes to decisions, and that's just how it is, right? But so you had brewery blocks. All of these things are within walking distance of one another. So you have brewery blocks over there, which I just mentioned all the stuff that's in that. You can walk out onto Pack Avenue, which is right in front of that. It goes down a little bit. You have all of that activity. All of that's within walking distance of the Marriott hotels, whichever one that you're at. The other option is taking the Tacoma Link light rail. I mentioned it before, but I'm going to mention it again because if you wanted to go and check out some of the other places, one of the places that kind of gets overlooked, and it's my fault too, is the old courthouse. I actually was there at Courthouse Square. I had an event that I went to. And to be honest with you, Enrama is a great place to go to. It's a great date night place. Enrama is right there inside of Courthouse Square. It's the old courthouse that we used to use until we to put it on Pack Avenue. And you're able to actually go through and see exactly what the old courthouse looked like. Now there's a lot of different businesses inside of it, but that's another place that you can go if you're definitely wanting a unique experience. And Rama's right there. But again, you're going to have to take the Tacoma Link light rail. You're going to get off on the Commerce Street stop, walk down, and you'll see, just walk, face the water and walk. You'll see the courthouse, and then you're able to actually go in there and check it out. It's a great place to also wind down. You can grab a coffee, just sit there in the main entry area of Courthouse Square and just relax and vibe. It's a great area, right? And there's a ton of co-working spaces actually in there. I think there's one for sure, but there's a lot of places where you can just chill and relax. The other thing is the theaters. So we have the Pantages, we have the Rialto, we have Theater on the Square. We have all those things that are right there. But again, from the hotels, could you walk it? Sure. You would just walk down basically Commerce Street and you would be able to get to it. But technically, you can take the Link Light Rail. It's going to take you all the way down to Commerce Street. So Convention Center stop, which is close to where you are. The next stop is going to be Commerce Street, I believe, and then you're able to get off right there, and you have all the theaters. And then there's also shops and stuff like that. I think it's Bostwick Coffee, I believe, is right there. It's in a triangular-looking building, great coffee shop. So again, if you're looking for a place to have coffee, there's no limits because Anthem is right downtown also. Right across the street where the History Museum is, they have a location right there. Great buy place, great group of people. So you have that. If you're wanting to, hopefully there's no interference with my voice. Some people were saying, I can't hear you. I'm like, I know, I'm working on the microphone issue, right? So again, you have that area, then you have the other area. Unfortunately, downtown Tacoma is very fragmented because the action is in two different areas. You have the brewery district, and then you have the theater district. And so that's where I'm talking about now is the theater district. This is where you can go and find more activity, bars, places to eat. They're going to be on Pack Avenue. So you get off on theater district stop, and you walk down to your right. So when you get off, you basically want to go towards and find Pack Avenue. Excuse me, it's easy to do. You just want to make sure the easy thing about Tacoma is it's pretty easy, pretty well laid out, right? When you get off of the light rail, you want to go to the nearest intersection, right? And then if you see water, that's the direction you want to walk to, right? If you see hills, that's not the direction you want to walk to. So when you see water, you just walk. You'll notice you'll come across Pacific Avenue. Down there, you're going to have a lot of different things to do, right? There's places you can go and play games. There's places where you can go and, just vibe and eat and chill and all that type of stuff. Places to drink. So you have all of that right there. Now, with that said, there are other places that you can go to that are also kind of going into some of our cool, unique, little eclectic areas. You have Opera Alley over in that area. You have, going up the hill, you have some Red Star Taco. You have the Brand Theater. So if you're wanting to watch movies, we do have a theater downtown, but it only has 2 screens, I believe. But still, it's a nonprofit. Definitely support that. There's stuff to do, right? So a lot of times people ask me, what is there to do? There's stuff to do down there. You don't need a car. You're going to do some walking, but it's not crazy stuff, right? Now, depending upon when you're coming, the Tacoma Link light rail is expanding. This year it will open and expand it. So next year it will be a lot easier. It will go into Hilltop and all of that. It's going to go up through the Stadium District, and then people who need to grocery shop, they can shop at the Thriftway grocery store. When we travel, a lot of times we go to the grocery store and just buy food because it's cheaper overall than just going out and eating all the time. But Thriftway grocery store is pretty much our downtown grocery store right there in Stadium. And eventually, once it goes up through Stadium, it will curve and turn down Wright Park. Now, Wright Park is kind of like our Central Park. It's a pretty big, involved park. Very nice if you want to chill and hang out. You have that park there. There's a lot of them along the waterfront. It's pretty easy. Right now, the only way to get to Wright Park would be you would have to probably rent a car or something like that to get to it because it is a little bit of a distance. But if you're a walker, not a problem. You're able to get there and walk to it without no issue. Once the light rail opens, it will be a stop somewhere close, I would imagine, to that park. And you can easily get on and off and venture and go to the park. And then it's going to go straight down MLK, and it's going to go into the Hilltop area, which has a lot of unique different shops and stores and things like that that's there. It's getting heavily gentrified. You're going to go across all of our hospitals, or not all, but most of our hospitals, which are along the medical mile, as it's called. And then it's going to end right there on 19th Street. So that's kind of what they've done. They've built it all, basically. They're adding little odds and ends to everything. The track system's all done. And yeah, they're just ready to go. Recently, I heard that one of the streetcars was completed. They're using Brookline for their vehicles. The 3 we got before were from Czechoslovakia, or the Czech Republic, I'm sorry. I'm going old school. Czech Republic. And so now the new ones are American-made, so they're from Brookline. And so, which Brookline made a lot of different streetcars for different places, Tucson, Arizona, Cincinnati, a few other places, Milwaukee, I believe, all came from Brookline. So they've already completed 1 streetcar for us, so that should be coming soon. I think we ordered 4 or 5 of them, so the headways are going to be a lot less than what they are now for the system, and they're going to start charging once the expansion does fully open. But it is a great thing that we're actually getting this expand into the hilltop area, and then people have more areas to explore. But to answer your question, yes, the easiest ways is to take the link light rail to get to where you got to go. And the other is just good old human power, walking. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to join the Discord down in the description box below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. And until next time, I will see you. Take care.